Hello and welcome to this video on The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. This book is a fascinating exploration of how habits shape our lives and how we can use the power of habits to achieve our goals and improve our overall well-being. In this video, we will take a closer look at the principles and steps outlined in the book, as well as some of the real-life examples that illustrate how habits work. By the end of this video, you will have a better understanding of how habits are formed, how they can be changed, and how you can use this knowledge to transform your own life. So, let's get started. The habit loop is a concept developed by Charles Duhigg in The Power of Habit that explains how habits are formed and how they can be changed. According to the habit loop, every habit consists of three parts: a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue is the trigger that prompts the habit. It can be anything from a particular time of day to a specific location or feeling. For example, the smell of freshly brewed coffee might be a cue for a coffee drinker to crave a cup of coffee. The routine is the behavior itself, the action or series of actions that are performed in response to the cue. In the case of the coffee drinker, the routine might involve going to a coffee shop and ordering a latte. The reward is the outcome that reinforces the habit. It is the reason why we perform the routine in response to the cue. In the case of the coffee drinker, the reward might be the taste of the coffee or the caffeine boost that comes with it. To change a habit, you need to identify the cue and the reward and then experiment with different routines until you find one that delivers the same reward. For example, if you want to stop snacking on unhealthy foods when you're stressed, you might identify the cue as stress and the reward as feeling more relaxed. Then, you can experiment with different routines, such as taking a walk, practicing deep breathing, or talking to a friend, until you find one that delivers the same reward without the unhealthy snacking. Keystone habits are habits that have a ripple effect and can lead to the development of other positive habits. These habits are called keystone because they provide a strong foundation for other habits to build upon, similar to how a keystone is the central stone that holds together an arch. In The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg explains how identifying and cultivating keystone habits can be a powerful tool for creating positive change in our lives. Exercise. Regular exercise is a keystone habit that can have a positive impact on many other areas of our lives. Exercise has been shown to improve sleep, increase energy levels, boost mood, and reduce stress. When we make exercise a regular part of our routine, we're more likely to also make healthier choices in other areas, such as diet and sleep. Daily reflection. Taking time each day to reflect on our goals, values, and accomplishments can be a keystone habit that leads to greater self-awareness, motivation, and productivity. When we take time to reflect, we're more likely to be intentional about our actions and make choices that align with our values and goals. Mindful eating. Mindful eating is a keystone habit that can help us develop a healthier relationship with food. When we pay attention to our hunger and fullness cues, savor our food, and eat without distraction, we're more likely to make healthy choices and avoid overeating. Making your bed. Making your bed each morning can be a keystone habit that sets the tone for the rest of your day. When you start your day with a small win, you're more likely to approach other tasks with a sense of purpose and motivation. Creating small wins is a powerful strategy for building momentum and achieving larger goals. In The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg explains how small wins can help us develop new habits and overcome obstacles that might otherwise derail us. Small wins are defined as small, incremental accomplishments that are meaningful and important to us. These can be anything from completing a task on our to-do list, to making a healthy food choice, to getting to bed on time. The key is that the accomplishment is significant to us, and it moves us closer to our larger goal. Small wins are important for several reasons. First, they provide a sense of accomplishment and boost our motivation and self-confidence. When we achieve a small win, we feel good about ourselves and are more likely to tackle the next task on our list. Second, small wins help us create positive habits. When we repeat a small win over time, it becomes a habit, and we're more likely to continue making progress towards our larger goal. Finally, small wins help us overcome obstacles and setbacks. When we encounter a setback, such as a missed workout or a slip-up in our diet, we can turn to our small wins as evidence that we're making progress and moving in the right direction. To create small wins, it's important to break larger goals into smaller, more manageable tasks. This allows us to focus on making progress, rather than being overwhelmed by the enormity of our goal. We can also celebrate our small wins by tracking our progress, rewarding ourselves for our accomplishments, and sharing our successes with others. In The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg explains how social networks can have a powerful influence on our habits and behavior. Our friends, family members, and colleagues can shape our habits and influence our decision-making in ways that we may not even be aware of. Social networks are important for several reasons. First, they provide social support and accountability. When we share our goals and aspirations with others, we're more likely to follow through on them. Similarly, when we see our friends and colleagues making healthy choices or achieving their goals, we're more likely to do the same. Second, social networks can provide positive role models. When we see others succeeding, we're more likely to believe that we can do the same. This can be particularly powerful when it comes to developing healthy habits or breaking unhealthy ones. Finally, social networks can provide social pressure. When we're surrounded by others who are making healthy choices, we're more likely to conform to those choices. This can be a powerful motivator for change. To leverage the power of social networks, it's important to surround ourselves with positive influences. This might mean finding a workout buddy or joining a group that shares our interests and goals. It can also mean seeking out mentors or role models who can provide guidance and support. It's also important to be mindful of the negative influences in our social networks. If we have friends or colleagues who are engaging in unhealthy behaviors, it can be difficult to break free from those habits. In these cases, it may be necessary to limit our exposure to those negative influences or to seek out new social networks that are more supportive of our goals. In The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg explores the role of habits in leadership and organizational behavior. He argues that understanding the habits of individuals and organizations is crucial for creating lasting change and achieving success. Leadership habits are particularly important because they can have a ripple effect throughout an organization. When leaders model positive habits and behaviors, they create a culture that supports those habits and behaviors. Similarly, when leaders model negative habits and behaviors, they create a culture that supports those habits and behaviors. One of the key leadership habits that Duhigg explores is the habit of setting clear goals and priorities. When leaders set clear goals and communicate those goals to their team, they create a sense of direction and purpose that can be a powerful motivator. Similarly, when leaders prioritize their time and energy towards achieving those goals, they demonstrate the importance of focus and discipline. Another important leadership habit is the habit of taking responsibility for mistakes and failures. When leaders take ownership of their mistakes and failures, they create a culture that values honesty, accountability, and continuous improvement. This can be particularly important in organizations where mistakes can have serious consequences, such as healthcare or aviation. Organizational habits are also important for creating lasting change and achieving success. Duhigg argues that successful organizations are those that have a strong culture of habits and routines that support their goals and values. One example of an organizational habit that supports success is the habit of continuous improvement. When organizations prioritize continuous improvement, they create a culture of innovation and learning that can help them stay ahead of the competition. Similarly, when organizations have clear processes and routines for decision-making and problem-solving, they can be more efficient and effective in achieving their goals. Overall, understanding the habits of individuals and organizations is crucial for creating lasting change and achieving success. By focusing on leadership habits that model positive behaviors and creating a culture of habits and routines that support their goals and values, organizations can achieve their full potential and thrive in today's competitive marketplace. Overall, The Power of Habit is a compelling read that provides practical insights into how we can change our habits and improve our lives. By understanding the science behind habits and using the strategies outlined in the book, we can create positive changes that lead to greater success, happiness, and well-being.